Today, a soldier sees a snapshot of the terrain. A pilot, an image of the airspace. The commander, a view of the mission. But they're all part of a bigger picture. That's why Boeing is helping create a remarkable network to gather and analyze data from every source, then deliver the right information instantly. So the bigger picture is a safer world. Boeing, forever new frontiers.
Talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Jack Kingston, Marty Meehan.
Republican Jim Tallon, Democrat Claire McCaskill, Bob Woodward,
Rahm Emanuel, Adam Putnam, James Baker's
Charles Rangel, Patrick McHenry, Pat Buchanan, Joe Biden, John Cornyn,
Tom Davis, Ray LaHood.
Denny Hastert has shown strong leadership when he's been called upon to do it. There's no dispute about that, and I think he did it late this week with a very strong statement that he made from his office in Batavia, Illinois.
We know that this race has been a 15-seat race to keep the majority. Why would the Speaker protect one member in a safe Republican seat? He would not try to risk the majority for that. There would be no reason for him to have that motivation.
Based on the information we have today, the Speaker's office acted proactively, they acted aggressively, and within hours of the explicit emails coming to light, they demanded Foley's resignation.
We're going to have an investigative report very soon. I think anybody that hindered this in any kind of way, that tried to step in the way of hiding this or covering it up, is going to have to step down, whoever that is.
Even before this scandal, there was thoughts that Hastert was probably going to step down soon. So there's already a lot of jockeying for leatright.
He made it clear he's not doing anything of the kind.
But he's not right now, and so that there was, by the end of the week, though, they tried to pull together.
I hope we don't find out that some people sat on information just so they could leak it here a month before the election to try to have an impact on the outcome.
Did you or your staff know anything about these emails or instant messages before they came out?
George, never saw them. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Let's go through the facts right here.
But were you aware of them? You said you didn't see them.
Never saw them. Let me just go right through the facts. Come on,
so
this
you
show.
were not aware of no involvement?
No, we never saw them, no involvement, and she said not anything, George. And what the fact is, this is a wholly, no, never saw them. The first time I ever saw these things, right here, when Brian Ross broke the show, and when the Post had the story.
Well, you don't have any evidence, though, right?
Well, looked at the fact.
Yes or no?
4 weeks out from
do you have any?
election.
Do you have any evidence, Congressman?
Do you have any evidence that they weren't involved?
I'm just asking if you're just throwing out an accusation, or if you have any hard evidence.
The question remains: were they involved?
Is there any evidence that this was some kind of Democratic plot to do in the Republicans, or wasn't this something that was made by the Republicans?
Well, it was made by Mark Foley, and it was his actions. I mean, I'm sure the Democrats would love to stir this thing up and keep it going. That's politics.
It's just not obscene conduct of Foley. It's the criminal conduct of somebody, and we'll find out who, in covering this whole darn thing up.
This is going to be the most difficult 30 days in the last 12 years that we've been the majority party.
How many seats did the Democrats pick up, if any, in November?
Not enough to take the majority.
This is going to be an election about change, new direction.
Give me a prediction.
I'm not going to give you a prediction because I'm in the business of affecting races, not predicting them.
Should the Speaker of the House resign?
Well, I think that's what this investigation is going to tell us, Tim. I mean, we need to find out who knew what. We need to have a zero-tolerance policy for this, and then let the chips fall where they may.
They didn't even tell the Democrat on the Page Committee. This was about a cover-up. I think it's wrong. I think it is a great example of how out of touch Washington is and how they've got their priorities all wrong.
Should the Speaker resign?
Yes.
Knowing what you know today, that Saddam did not have the weapons of mass destruction that our intelligence agencies thought he had, if you knew that today, would you still vote for the war?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it was I think it was the only possible strategic choice. Look, Saddam had been an organic threat in the region for a long time.
Well, I'm certainly not going to Monday morning quarterback the senators and congressmen that voted for this war. I've never seen what they saw. Knowing what we know now, absolutely not.
And Cheney was upset. I was quoting him. He then used a word which I can't repeat on the air. And I said, look, on the record is on the record. And he hung up on me.
What do you mean? He swore at you?
He said what I was saying was bull something.
Let me turn to Tony.
No, but he hung up.
It's fair to say our commission believes that there are alternatives between the stated alternatives, the ones that are out there in the political debate, of stay the course and cut and run.
We should also point out, I want to apologize here, former Congressman Jerry Studs is alive and well.
You talk too much. I can't believe the things that you say.
Imagination is the bridge to the future. Boeing, forever new frontiers.